Alright, so I'm going to show you the best way to land at Grand Glacier. Now, believe it or not, the best way to land at Grand Glacier is actually to not land there first.
What?
You want to go down here south into this spot that I'm marking right here. And the reason why is because there's actually a bot that you can hire here and it'll scan your surrounding. It's pretty good. There's several of these bots located throughout the map, but this one's perfect because it's right next to Grand Glacier, so you're able to hire him, get to full shield, and then immediately come back to Grand Glacier to get that mythic nemesis and the medallion if you want it. Now, some of you guys may know that there's actually a glitch. If you deploy your glider directly above one of these mountains, you start to like lag and glitch out.
What the hell is going on?
So just make sure you're not deploying it directly under it. That's why I kind of took this little uphill canyon type thing here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go directly to this spot, loot up, grab whatever guns I can. There's usually like 3 chests right here, some heals. I'm gonna go ahead and hire the bot, open the chest, and you can either heal up with whatever heals you pick up, or you don't have to, you can carry them. I'm just gonna kill this guy real quick. All right, but there's usually some slat barrels over here. There's 3 of them. I already just popped my minis because I just want to do this quickly, but you don't have to use your heals. You can just use these barrels and then immediately take the zip line. And you see that building? That's where we're going to heal up. But before I do, I'm just going to take care of these 2 guys that are having a pickaxe fight over here. Now notice how my bot just marked both of them. So right away you can see that bot putting in work by marking your surroundings, and it does play a little sound effect. I don't know if you guys heard that like little ding, but every time you hear that ding, it means your bot did mark something. Keep in mind that it can mark NPCs, chickens, stuff like that. So just be aware every time you hear that, you know, take a look around to see what was actually marked. But go ahead and make your way to this little building here that we've got and immediately start breaking the floor. What this will do is it'll break the entire thing here, and all those slat barrels be broken and you'll be full shield. And then you can pick up the loot. There's always going to be a chest in that top corner over there. Then go ahead and get on the zip line and make your way back up as quickly as you can. Now I say quickly just in case people landed directly at Glacier. You want to go ahead and make your way over there to clean up the mess and get that medallion and mythic weapon. So there is a launch pad up here on this mountain that you want to hit up, and as well as a chest. So go ahead and loot that up and then make your way over to Grand Glacier. Now what I do here is I normally land on the rooftop and wait for my bot to scan the area. That way I can see who's all here. But right here I actually don't land on the rooftop because I noticed that the boss is outside and he's already engaged with someone. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them out real quick. Boom, they're gone. And now it's just the NPCs and the boss. Notice how the NPC that I hired actually scanned the area. I took a look around real quick and all I saw was bots and the boss here. One thing I want to point out, you can actually tell the outline of who was scanned, whether they're NPCs or an actual player, because actual players will have that little diamond symbol above their head, whereas bots will have a little triangle, and then the boss always has like a little crown above his head. And I'll show you guys how I use that technique later in the game. All right, so if you're coming in from the back, you're gonna wanna make your way through these doors and then make a right into this doorway here on the side. This is what leads you directly to the vault. There's a little hole in the wall, there's some slat barrels, so go ahead and heal up if you need to. Normally when I loot this, it's kind of out of zone. As you can see in the mini map, we're gonna be out of zone here in like 50 seconds. And the storm's gonna come in, but don't panic. It's only 1 tick, so you can still loot up, take your time. There's vending machine upstairs. You can buy some med kits. I wouldn't worry about the HP. Just go ahead and grab what loot you need, mod your weapons, get your gold, and then bounce. When you come out of the vault, go ahead and make your way to the front of the building. There is a bounty board if you want to start that on your way out. And then there's also the vending machine where you can buy med kits, heal up, whatever it is you need to do. Now, after you leave this front area, if you go straight over here by the reboot van, there's always going to be a car here, so go ahead and take it. And now the thing that I do is I go directly to this satellite tower. The reason why is because it's the closest one from Grand Glacier, and this is a guaranteed satellite tower, meaning every single match that you play, this satellite tower will always spawn. Just wait for my bot to get in. Go ahead and drive on over there to that satellite tower so we can see future zone. As you guys know, that is very helpful in endgame when you're choosing your rotations. You're gonna go ahead and see my bot scan the area here, and it immediately picks up the NPCs and that boss. Notice how there's triangles above their head. That's how you know that they're NPCs. So go ahead and make quick work of that. Pick up the card, go deposit it as quickly as you can before you get third party. Now already I'm looking into the future zone to try to reposition. Now there's a guy here that was back there, probably coming from Reckless. He actually shot out my tire. Don't panic, just keep driving to where you need to go, especially if you're on a mission to reposition. Just go ahead and drive. Now I'm running out of fuel here, but luckily I did pick up a grapple blade, so I'm able to abandon my car and then keep on moving forward without hesitation. Just keep moving. As I'm moving ahead, I actually notice on the mini map that the medallion and fencing field is still here. So I make my way to the house to see if someone just dropped it or if the boss is still alive. Notice the boss is still alive, so I'm gonna go ahead and engage. And here is actually where the bot comes in handy. So you see all these footsteps, lots of NPCs everywhere. My bot is actually gonna scan the entire house, and now I see the outline of all the NPCs, but if you notice in the distance there was one player, so that's why I actually leave through this window and reposition. Now I knew that was a player because again, above their head is a little diamond symbol. That tells you that it's actually a player, not an NPC. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this smart, knowing there is someone here. Keep in mind that I know there's a lot of footsteps and it can get confusing, but again, I knew that there was a real player here. Just made my way down, boom, we got rid of him. Now I can continue on with the boss. So I'm shooting him and I actually jump out because I did hear the zip line, which tells me that there is actually another player that's coming over here to third party. So I'm gonna wait for my bot to actually just scan. Now, if you see everyone on frame right here, you see there's triangle, triangle, crown, but one of them actually has a diamond. That tells me that's another player here. So now that I know where he's at, I gotta track him, send him back to lobby. Here my bot actually scans the house again. I can see all the NPCs, and in the distance, I have my eyes on the actual player. Now, unfortunately, it does kill my bot, but as you can see, I got up behind him. He had no idea I was there, because there's so much chaos going on. It confuses everyone else, but you though. You've got the advantage since everyone else is scanned and outlined for you. Now, this is all preference, but personally I prefer the mythic AR striker over the nemesis, so I go ahead and pick that up and I drop the nemesis. Not that there's anything wrong with the nemesis, they're both really great guns. It's just personal preference. I just prefer the striker, so I go ahead and pick that up and make my way into zone again. One thing I want to talk about here is when you do carry the medallions, people can spot you on the mini map, so I actually chose to drop both medallions here just because I don't really want to be spotted on the map. It just depends what kind of playstyle you're going for. I'm trying to sneak around here, get into a good position, and not be spotted on the map. So I chose to drop them there in the water and make my way up here.
One guy playing checkers, you. Old Mobius playing chess.
I did notice there's a person over there, so I'm going to approach cautiously here. Got some flow berries. I always like to have a heal in one of my spots at least. So I'm gonna use it just for movement, but I'm gonna actually go towards the vending machine and possibly buy big pots before I head out. I did notice that the island is spawning, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I've got some heals and then I'm good to go. As I'm approaching the island, I hear some shooting, so I know that there's people already over here. I'm approaching this cautiously, but I do see someone out there. Take a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and use my mythic to move on up, get a little bit closer, and then bust out that striker and let it put in that work. Beautiful, just absolutely melts people. I'm gonna go ahead and move back here. Now before I go up, I did hear that there is someone already up there and also the footsteps, so I take care of this person as well. I like to dash up, put my frenzy up, you know, how to reposition. That's how I use the frenzy and the movement. Take the rift, I'm gonna go up. Now I noticed in the minimap that the island's already been captured, so I took the rift and I'm actually gonna reposition now. Now they're trying to take some shots. What I'm doing here is just spamming my glider, opening and closing it. And then I'm just kind of moving around just to make myself a harder target to hit. Now I notice above here that this guy actually has a bot. And instead of fighting though, he actually used the mythic himself and repositioned to the other mountain. When I actually see this right here, you can actually see the effect of the mythic. It's almost like a breaking the sound barrier, like a little breaking sound barrier effect in the air. Now these guys over here are fighting, and and I'm just keeping a close eye on it to see how this plays out. I actually reposition across the mountain, but the guy is gone. But here comes another guy using the mythic, dashes upward. I've got my frenzy. Boom, we are locked in and he's gone. So now I see a crown.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
Another player's actually approaching, so I don't get tunnel vision for that crown. It's not important. When it's important is the win. So I go ahead and reposition myself here. There's actually 2 players that were fighting there. As you can see, there's actually 3 players left, so I gotta make sure I'm ready to dash out if I need to and reposition. Considering there's only 2 people left, I do hear them fighting, so now's my chance to spot where they are, maybe third party. Take a couple shots at this guy since he just finished that one dude. Now we both melted each other. Notice I hit him for 116 white. I'm at 69 HP, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink my big pot. He's actually probably healing as well. He didn't choose to push this. That's why it's always important to have shields at the end game. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to look for him. He's not down there, but I do see that he's actually moving by that tree over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my mythic out and try to reposition myself for a better fight. I'm gonna use the striker to break his tree. There he is. I hit him for 108 blue, so I know I got some pretty good, decent opening tag on him. So I'm gonna go ahead and reposition. Got a couple more shots in, reposition again, pull out the frenzy, and we finish the job just like that. And that's how you win the game using the Grand Glacier method. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. Appreciate your support, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hope this helps.